Hey Scorpio, welcome to your horoscope psychic tarot reading for the months of September 2019, October 2019, November 2019, and December 2019. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, share with your friends and family. If you would like your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading from me or an astrology birth chart reading from me, I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader. Make sure you check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. The link to my website's in the description box. It's in the comment section. It's also somewhere on this video screen as well. Thank you for listening and watching. This is for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, 1st through 12th house, North Node, Chiron, Vesta, South Node, and all those placements in between. Basically, if you have Scorpio anywhere in your chart, then this reading is for you. So let's jump right into it and see what's in store for you all for the months of September through December 2019. Please excuse the mess I have going on here, Scorpio. The mess you see is sage and obviously my plants. So, an incense sticks. Jeez. Let's start for Scorpio for the months of September 2019, October 2018, November 2018, and December 2018, Scorpio. Okay. There's a shift in attitude or perspective here, Scorpio. Here we have the Five of Coins. We're coming to the Five of Coins after coming from the Nine of Coins, interestingly enough. So there is something about a needed shift in attitude, being unsure about the future as you come into September for some reason. Could be something due to something that recently happened, could be due to heartbreak in some way, an ending of something, some type of closure, or it could be due to you walking away from something or someone. But it feels like a shift in perspective, a shift in energy, a shift in lifestyle almost. But it's all meant for more prosperity. It's all meant for more enlightenment for a lot of you. This downgrade, this shift, it's almost like for so long I feel like your eyes were so wide or your goals were so high that no matter what the present seemed like, you always had this kind of perception or some type of belief or what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm still not hitting on it. Quality to yourself where you always set the goal high for yourself. I feel like, Scorpio, you always set the goal high for yourself. And but there's something about not focusing on the present, not realizing the present, not accepting the present for what it was or what it is, not appreciating the present for what it is or what it was. So I feel like it's almost like you're constantly looking into the future and not acknowledging enough the present. And I feel like there's something going on here, especially as you immediately almost as you move into September, that kind of grounds you a bit and helps you focus more on the present. But it almost feels like a downgrade. It almost feels like, oh, now I have to deal in this energy that's slow and like that's how. I mean, it's interesting because maybe that's how you view the present. It's slow. It's begrudging. You know, it's blah, and you see the future as something that's fast paced and always moving and always has the potential to morph and kind of fold into something new and more exciting. And but you're like neglecting the present. But the present is where the manifesting happens. The present is where all of the work for the future is done. And that's, I feel like, where you're missing your mark, Scorpio. I feel like September's a big month of realizing that. Like, this is why I've been not manifesting the life I want, the love I want, the money I want. October sees things moving a little bit smoother. You've kind of gotten this process down, this lesson down a bit more. That the universe, that God, your spirit guides, your angels, whatever it is you believe, are trying to teach you or is trying to teach you. This lesson of being more present, of staying in the present, even when things get tough, even when things get rough. It's interesting because your Pisces, your water sign brethren and sister, Pisces, your water sign brethren and sister, has this thing where, like, when things get rough, when things get tough, when they get stressed, they like want to escape. Just but you have this thing where you escape by almost jumping energy fields. It's like you jump into the future, you jump into the past, anything but to deal with the present. And it's like you always wake up to the present no matter what. However, I do feel like October is a much better month for you all. Because what you're going to realize is that the lessons that you learned in September are exactly what you need in October to succeed and feel fulfilled, to feel happy, to feel balanced, which is what I feel like ultimately what you're looking for, Scorpio, is to feel balanced during the very beginning of this time period, September, October, November, December, 2019. By November, Scorpio, love shows up in a big way. After all of this self-reflection, self-work that you've been doing that has been done, love shows up in a big way and wanting things to move forward with that. But there's something about, I feel like your partner where they're wanting to move a bit slower and you're going to have to go maybe at their pace rather than doing what you're used to, which is jumping from one energy field to the next. It's like, and for some of you it may not make sense. I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it that is easiest. Here's a good example. Say you have this energy where you don't like your job, and every day you go in, you kind of sulk and moan, and you're begrudged. As you can see, begrudge is my new favorite word right now. But it's like something triggers you where maybe you have a meeting with your boss and your boss kind of chews you out and says, you've been working slow, you've been having late lunches, you've been showing up late to work, blah, blah, blah. Just pointing out everything you've been doing wrong. So your response to that is to immediately jump into the future and start looking for a new job. Which seems like obviously the great option, right? Like, of course, like, who wouldn't start looking for a new job? Makes sense, of course, right? But what you're not doing is you're not totally focusing on the present and acknowledging the issues that the boss is bringing to you that maybe have some truth to them. Maybe there is a little bit of, other things going on there, such as, feelings from the boss, but maybe there's a little bit of truth there that needs to be acknowledged, in the present, that you could work on to improve your situation at this job while you still jump into the energy field of the future and look for a new one. Then others of you may jump into the energy field of the past and think, oh my gosh, maybe you had a situation in the past where you had a boss that chewed you out, and maybe something bad happened where you got written up, or you got fired or something like that, and you kind of stay in that energy. That's not going to be good either. So stay focused on the present, Scorpio. If there's anything I can tell you, it's to stay focused on the present. All right. By December, I feel like staying focused on the present is really going to hone your intuition. By December, for those of you who have been dating someone, you're going to be in a serious relationship with that person by December. By December, for those of you already in a relationship, there could be, honestly, something about engagement, marriage, moving in together. If not, this talk is happening in November. Because for some of you, I feel like there's engagement, talking, moving in together by sometime in November. But definitely by the end of this year, things are really, really moving forward in your favor, Scorpio. After all the hard work you went through, after all the hard ships you went through, alright, it's finally paid off by the end of the year as we move into 2020. A lot of the inner work is going to pay off, without a doubt. So let's look into September 2019 for Scorpio. Remember, you can purchase your own reading from me on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I do have subscription readings. Pay a monthly fee each month, and you get a free reading each month. Check out that on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. September for Scorpio. Some of you are getting a new job, getting some type of new offer, some type of new opportunities. I get the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Coins. So it could be regarded around love, relationships, or it could be regarded around money, resources, job, career, home. But regardless, you definitely are being offered something in September, Scorpio, alright? For many of you, it's going to be different. For some of you, there could be pregnancy. Hearing about pregnancy, maybe hearing about you're pregnant in September this month. Or maybe hearing about someone else being pregnant. Lots of change around you all in September. And change for the good. Definitely change for the good. A lot of you could be leaving something behind that left some sort of big blow up in your life, left some sort of big void or gap. But you are moving on. You're healing. Like I said, you're doing the spiritual work. And like I said, September's the catalyst of you really being more present. Something about children, Scorpio, in September. Some of you could find out you're pregnant, someone you know is pregnant. But it's almost like someone you know is pregnant, and then it's kind of like an omen, like, oh my gosh, am I next? Like, I kind of feel that energy. September shows you possibly walking away from something or someone, but you walking away with your strength and dignity intact. If you're walking away from a lover, you could be walking away from something that compromised your values or your inner self in some way. So walking away from anything that compromises your values or your inner self, specifically in the middle or end of September, is beneficial for you, Scorpio. Alright? But you make your decision as you choose. October 2019 for Scorpio. October 2019 for Scorpios. Happy birthday, by the way, Scorpio. This is your season. October. We move from that Libra, Virgo energy into Scorpio, and we go into Sag. I love it. You know what you're gonna do for Halloween this year, Scorpio? What are you gonna do for your birthday? October 2019 for my Scorpios. Ace of Coins in the past, the Fool here in the present position. So you are definitely wanting some fun, some excitement. Alright, definitely wanting some fun and excitement. Wanting to sow your oats. Alright. For some of you. Things could be moving fast in October, Scorpio, for you. Specifically with a fire sign, be careful with that, or a fire sign could be moving fast towards you. Alright? The Knight of Wands, be careful with that. I feel like it's not something you're necessarily interested in anyway, but the choice may be tempting at the moment. But I get that this fire sign wants more than they give off. I feel like if you hold out, there could be an earth sign that shows up in November for you that could be a better match. But once again, I don't get anything serious from this earth sign either. This is if you're single. Could be if you are coupled as well. It may just not relate to love. Could relate to love. Depends on your situation. Take it as it comes. I'm seeing other earth signs, so I'm wondering if this is somehow related to work, the job. I almost feel like there's something about work, the job in October where either you and a couple other people, not necessarily could go down, but there's something about a mess up. But there's a couple, at least 3 people involved, I feel like. I don't know if you're involved in it, or you're the one who has to deal with it, or you're the one who's looking at it like, you know, I can't believe they messed up so bad. It's something like that, I feel. But it could result in some termination or some disciplinary action. So I feel like be careful on the job, especially if it's a new job. If you have any questions, if you're unsure about anything, ask before proceeding, okay? Could be a blessing in disguise where, you know, if something happens, but you're forced to look for a new job, you end up getting a new job that's better. But God forbid you are, you know, unemployed for 3 months before you get that new job. So just really be careful on the job sometime in October, Scorpio. And just be careful of like cutting corners, especially taking any advice, following after any employees that what's the best way to put this? Are bad influences in the workplace. Try to stay away from those types of employees in October. November for Scorpio. fortune in the past. Some of you could be taking on new responsibilities in November that could be stressing you out. You may seek, what's the word I'm thinking of? You may seek release in some sort of sexual ways. Meaning I'm stressed, let me go out and knock my rocks off, or, whatever the phrase is. And I feel like be careful if you're already committed to someone, and there's some sort of distance between you and that person, and you can't get to that person. Alright? Or vice versa. Alright? So, if you're dealing with someone, for example, who is a Scorpio, has Scorpio energy in their chart. November is also a month of a lot of, maybe not necessarily triggers, but temptations. Feeling temptation in November, Scorpio. There's something about temptation. Something that you know is not good for you, wouldn't be good for you, wouldn't be the best decision, may be a waste of your time, but may be tempting. Be careful with that. Okay. Because there's something where someone could be watching this more closely than you think. Especially if it's a scam, if it's some sort of scheme in November. Or if you just get that vibe from the situation. Speaking of someone watching you, Scorpio, there are people watching you and your performance. So I feel like this could be related to work. It could be related to a living situation if you have parents or people over watching you. Could be a landlord, but there's someone watching your behavior. Could also be someone at a bank watching your bank notes, but there's someone watching your behavior for any suspicious activity, so be mindful of that. November is kind of a month where it's almost like you feel like you're under a microscope in a lot of ways. But I feel like it's just the energy. It's kind of the planetary energy of the month. Could hear some really good news by the end of the month, Scorpio. Could be around pregnancy, could be around flourishing, something along those lines, or it could be around a new home, a new living situation. But it almost feels like it comes out of the blue. Almost like something you applied for months ago pops up and it's like, hey, I know this wasn't available months ago, but it's available now. Would you like to take it? It's like something like that. I feel like that happens at the end of November. Or maybe it's an old lover, that you lost contact with, and it's like, hey, I know I ignored you, or you ignored me for years on end, but, I'd like to rekindle something. It's like something like that. One may be a good idea, the other maybe not so much, but that depends on your situation. December, lastly, for Scorpio. December 2019 for Scorpio. We did November 2019 for Scorpio, we did October 2019 for Scorpio, and we did September 2019 for Scorpio. Let's do December 2019 for Scorpio. Okay, positive energy, things are moving forward. You could be hoping or wishing for something to go smoothly. Maybe it could have something to do with the law, getting something passed, getting something legalized. I don't know why I just heard that. Or getting approved for something in December. Some of you, there's something, whatever it is, could have something to do with recreational. I don't know what that means. So this could actually be recreational marijuana, maybe, for some of you. in states that live in legal areas. But then for others of you, I feel like this has to do with something with the home, getting approved for something with the home. So I don't know what that means. It's almost like some of you bought a new home recently and you're waiting to get approved for something that has to do with the local neighborhood, county, city. Um, I do feel like you'll get approved. There may be a little bit of a delay. Could be due to the holidays, could be due to a busy time of the year, something like that. Some of you could be traveling. Be careful of weather. Weather, snow, rain, sleet, things like that. Just be careful on the roads. You know, be mindful of delays and flights and things like that when there's bad weather. But I feel like nonetheless, things are moving quite smoothly for you all in December. The end of the year ends off on a really, really good, positive, almost calm note for you all. So 2019 wasn't the best year, but it wasn't in certain ways the worst. Maybe even though in certain ways it was the worst. Some of you could end the year on a really, really positive note regarding to love, though. Some of you could hear some special announcements moving into the new year. Like, maybe I want to marry you, I want to move in, I want to date you, I love you, I think you're great, I think you're amazing. I don't know why I just heard this, I'm gay. I like you even though you're the same sex. There's also something about a lot of you could be hearing good things moving into the new year. Like, it may not even be that. It may be, I don't know, like you get a new home, you just won $1 million. Something like that, where it's like, good news is coming at the most unexpected time at the end of the year in December. Alright. Alright, Scorpio. A little bit all over the place reading, but, oh wait, let's pull a card for you. But I think it comes together nicely. Alright. Let's pull the last card for my Scorpio. Oh, that was two. Let's just pull one. One card, Spirit. Thank you. I think this perfectly sums it up. Remember I just said gay, right? Pride. Be proud of who you are. Stand in your truth, Scorpio. This is your purpose. This is your lesson for this entirety of this period of September 2019, October 2019, December 2019, and November 2019 is to learn to be proud of who you are and stand in your truth. Alright? And to be present. Standing in your truth and being proud of who you are means being present. Alright. What a beautiful reading. I love it. Scorpio, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment, share. Share this video with all your friends and family. Share it on your social media pages. Speaking of social media, check out mine. At Lamarr Townsend Tarot is my Instagram, and at Lamarr Townsend Tarot is also my Facebook. With that being said, if you would like a personal reading from me, I am available for readings, and I would love to read for you. You can check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Purchase your reading directly from my website. Within 24 hours, I'll send you an email confirmation letting you know I received your payment, and then within 1 to 3 days, typically sooner, we will get your reading done as soon as possible. Or you can text me at 703-791-9162. The number should also be on my website. It's also on my Facebook page and my Instagram. Alright. That being said, I love you guys. Have a great next few months. Contact me if you need a reading, a personal reading. I am here for you. And I also do natal birth chart readings as well. So check that out too. Remember, I have subscription readings. You can get a free reading from me each month. Check that out on my website. And check out my ebook, on Amazon, called Zodiac Signs, Sex Language, available now. And also check out my singles on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, and other streaming services. And those songs are called Unblock Me and Forbidden Fruit. Love and light. Have a great one. God bless and no stress.